A scream cut through the lecture hall. The new student's dragon had swallowed Elise's pet rabbit whole.
That beast just ate my cocoa. You'll pay for this, wild boy.
It's not safe. Please, someone call a teacher. It's gonna eat us next. I'm getting out of here.
But Itsuki hadn't always been the Academy's terror. 4 years earlier in the eastern wilds, a 12-year-old boy faced a wyvern alone. With nothing but a bone knife and sheer will, he tamed the beast. It was his first companion, and the start of a legend no one knew. 2 years before that, a beast tide had taken his parents. He had survived alone ever since, learning the language of fang and claw. By order of the crown, you are to be enrolled in Hane Academy immediately. Resistance will not be tolerated.
Your dragon ate a student's pet. One more incident, and you will be expelled. Do I make myself clear?
Expelled? That would be a relief. But they won't let me leave. They're too afraid of what I'd become outside.
You will attend every class, keep those creatures in check, and never cause trouble. One mistake, and you are finished.
Fine. I'll follow your rules for now.
But rules meant nothing to the boy who had tamed a dragon at 14. He had found a dying mother dragon and her last egg, and raised the hatchling as his own. By the time the kingdom found him, the bond was unbreakable. A wild pact stronger than any spell. Now, walking the academy corridors, that bond only deepened the student's terror. Whispers trailed him. He's a savage. Keep your distance.
Let them fear me. Fear means they won't get in my way.
The dean's ultimatum rang in his mind, but the wild boy had never been caged. He slid into a seat at the back, the dragon curling around his arm, and watched the room tense like a trap ready to spring. By the first week's end, the wolf blocked the corridor daily, an immovable black wall.
Move! Get out of the way! Someone stop that thing! I'm filing a complaint! This can't go on!
In elemental magic class, the dragon's yawn ignited a textbook, scattering flaming pages. The instructor demanded control, but Itsuki only tilted his chair back as the barrier flickered. In the lounge, 3 professors stared at her grade sheet, Beast Tamer, ungradable chalked on the board. They petitioned the dean to remove him from every class. No rubric could measure a boy who tamed dragons. Elise saw her moment. Her clique circled in the courtyard, voices low.
Gather, everyone. We'll make the dean see this wild dog doesn't belong. It's time to end this.
They want me gone? Let them try. The wild never obeys their rules anyway.
Late afternoon, Itsuki found his path blocked by Elise and a dozen noble students, wands drawn.
You've terrorized this academy long enough. Beast Tamer. Leave now or we'll force you out.
Before he could answer, a calm voice cut through the crowd. Sakura stepped between them.
Elise, that's enough. I'll take responsibility for training Itsuki personally from now on.
You're his advisor? Fine. But if he breaks another rule, we'll hold you both accountable.
Sakura smiled coldly and placed a hand on Itsuki's shoulder, steering him toward the empty corridor.
You're on thin ice, Itsuki. Let me guide you. With my training, your dragon could become an asset the entire kingdom will envy.
She's too helpful. Nobody here is kind for nothing. But if she can silence the complaints, I'll listen.
From the courtyard, Elise watched them disappear, her glare promising this wasn't over. In the dim corridor, Sakura's eyes lingered on the dragon with a scientist's hunger. Her real project was about to begin. The next morning, Sakura led Itsuki to the open-air training arena, where a massive iron cage held a chained griffin.
Show the students what a real beast tamer can do. Tame this griffin, and they'll see your value.
A crowd gathered students, teachers, even the dean at a distance, all holding their breath.
Griffins are prideful, but they respect strength. No need for magic, just will.
He opened the cage. Without a single word, the griffin folded its wings and bowed, a green aura linking them.
He didn't even use a spell. That's incredible.
He's just controlling a monster. That's not talent. That's savagery.
It could snap at any second. We need to get further back.
From the sidelines, Sakura watched the chaos unfold, and for a brief moment, a cold smile crossed her lips.
Did she want this all along? She's not afraid, she's measuring me. But for what?
During a tour of the Academy's artifact hall, Itsuki's wolf wagged its tail and shattered a priceless crystal vase.
He aimed for the relic. This beast is out of control. Expel him immediately.
My wolf doesn't break things without cause. Someone tampered with something.
Enough. One more incident, and you're out. Consider this your final strike, Itsuki.
Behind the dean, Elise wore a victorious smirk, but Itsuki caught it in the reflection of a polished shield.
So that's how they play. They'll push until I snap, but I won't give them the satisfaction.
Later, in the silent library, Tiga pressed a folded note into his hand, eyes darting with fear.
They're not done. Tomorrow in the council hall, they'll present a petition to expel you. Be ready.
Why help me? You'll only make enemies.
Because you're not the monster they say you are. And I'm tired of being afraid.
All week, Itsuki's dragon had grown restless near the Academy's barrier, hissing at the glowing wall.
That thing's never been friendly, but lately it's like it expects a fight. Something's wrong.
That night, Itsuki returned alone, his wolf padding silently beside him to inspect the barrier more closely.
These energy cracks, they're not natural. Someone's tampered with the wards.
The dragon snarled, eyes blazing, clawing at the air as if it sensed a familiar threat. But no one was there, only the hum of failing wards and the distant howl of beasts beyond. The next morning, Tiga found him still staring at the barrier, her expression tight with worry.
You feel it too? Students whisper the outer forest is creeping closer. Monsters have been seen past the tree line.
Who would gain from breaking the barrier? This isn't about me. It's a trap for the whole academy. Whoever did this is still inside, and I'm the only one who can hunt them.
That afternoon, Elise's faction invoked an ancient academy law, trial by combat against the beast tamer.
You rely on monsters because you have no real magic. Fight us or be branded a coward and expelled.
Fine. You want a show? I'll give you one.
The nobles attacked with a storm of spells, but the wolf charged through, scattering shields like paper. The dragon swept down, its roar extinguishing every ward, and one by one the nobles fell. In seconds, the noble faction lay sprawled on the stone, wands shattered, dignity crushed.
This isn't over. You'll pay for this disgrace.
From the shadowed stands, Sakura watched with a thin, satisfied smile, her eyes fixed on the dragon.
She wanted this outcome. She's using me to test the Academy's defenses and my dragon's power. They think they've cornered me, but this duel only proved who the real predator is. I'll find the saboteur before she springs her trap.
The morning after the duel, Dean Magnus called Itsuki to his office for what he termed a final audience.
Your beasts have injured nobles and shattered peace. One more disturbance, and I will have the royal guard remove you by force.
Remove me? I'd walk out this gate tonight if you weren't so terrified of what I'd become alone.
The dean's face reddened, but before he could answer, Itsuki turned and walked out, leaving the door open. In the corridor, Tiga intercepted him, pressing a crinkled paper into his palm, her eyes wide with urgency.
I found this in the restricted archives. It's a log of barrier energy fluxes. Someone's been draining the wards for weeks.
That explains the cracks. The saboteur is timing it, waiting for the barrier to collapse during a monster surge.
He unfolded the log. The times matched perfectly with his dragon's agitation. This was a coordinated assault.
If I leave, the barrier falls. The beasts in the forest are driven mad. They'll be slaughtered or slaughter others. I can't let that happen. I'm staying. Not for these nobles. For the wild things that have no voice here.
That night, Itsuki crouched behind a tree near the barrier. The dragon coiled tense on his shoulder, waiting. A figure emerged from the dark, Sakura, pressing a strange device against the barrier, circuits glowing purple.
Step away from the barrier, Sakura. I know what you're doing.
Itsuki. This isn't what it seems. I'm reinforcing the wards before they fail.
Load to the Dean, not to me. My dragon sensed your scent on the cracks. You're the one draining it.
Before she could answer, the barrier shattered with a deafening crack, blue energy shards raining down. Through the breach, goblins with glowing red eyes poured, snarling, followed by larger shapes.
You broke the barrier. Everyone will know the beast tamer brought this on us.
She planned this all along, to frame me and escape while the academy burns. Fine. If they want a monster, I'll give them the predator they fear. But first, these invaders die.
The academy courtyard became a battlefield. Goblins swarmed, and Itsuki met them with fang and fire.
Wolf, left flank. Dragon, burn their rear line.
With a bone spear ripped from a fallen goblin, he carved a path through the horde, his beasts moving as one. Tiga stumbled, cornered by 3 goblins until the wolf crashed into them, scattering bodies.
Stay behind me, Tiga. You're not dying here.
Luna froze as a goblin lunged, but the dragon dropped from above, its claws ripping the creature away. From the shattered arcade, Elise and her faction watched, wands shaking. The boy they despised had become their only shield. And where was Sakura? No one had seen the researcher since the barrier fell. Some whispered she had fled.
Sakura's running, but she'll pay. First, I end this tide. Then I hunt.
The monsters slowly fell back, but the real enemy was still out there, and the night was far from over. As the monsters retreated, Itsuki's dragon suddenly twisted toward a fleeing figure, Sakura, and roared with a fury he had never heard before.
That sound, it's not just protective. It's pure old hatred. It remembers something I don't.
Through the bond, a fractured memory bled, a white lab, his parents' terrified faces, a needle, and Sakura's cold smile beside a glowing egg.
She's the one. All these years, the beast tide was a lie. She murdered them for the dragon egg.
Rage exploded in his chest, but the dragon lunged. He grabbed its harness, holding it back with sheer force.
Every instinct screams to chase her, but the academy still burns. I can't abandon them.
Through gritted teeth, he turned the dragon's head, forcing its gaze away from the disappearing lab coat.
Wait, she'll run, but my pack will hunt her to the end of the world.
He locked the hatred deep, but it settled in his bones, a promise colder than winter.
Wolf, dragon, we clean this courtyard first, then we hunt.
Itsuki raised his hand to the night sky, and a primal roar tore from his throat, a call no civilized ears had ever heard.
Come, my pack. The academy falls without you.
From the forest beyond the broken barrier, a chorus of howls answered. Then dark shapes burst from the trees. Wolves, bears, and griffins. Dozens of wild beasts charged into the courtyard, eyes glowing emerald under Itsuki's command. The tide turned. Beasts crashed into the goblin lines like a wave, fangs meeting claws in a storm of primal fury. Students who had cursed Itsuki now stared, mouths open, as the wild boy commanded an army. In the chaos, Sakura watched from a shattered window, her face a mask of cold fury, her project slipping away. Without a sound, she turned and vanished into a hidden door behind a tapestry, the secret lab's entrance. As the last goblin fell, Itsuki stood amid his wild army, bloodied but unbroken. The academy was saved. For tonight.
But tonight isn't over for me. Sakura's trail will be fresh. The real hunt begins now.
In a quiet corner of the battered academy, Itsuki collapsed against a wall, the dragon curling into his lap, trembling.
Show me. All of it. I need to know what she did.
The bond flared. A memory surged. A sterile lab, his parents bound, a glowing egg on a pedestal, and Sakura, syringe in hand.
A perfect reaction. The dragon core will be mine, and your son will make a fine test subject one day.
She killed them for power. She made me an orphan. My whole life is her crime.
Rage boiled over. The wolf howled, the dragon shrieked. They felt his agony as their own.
I'll make her pay. Not with a quick kill, she'll know the terror she gave me. This academy, this world, they'll call me a monster. Fine, I'll be the monster she made.
He turned toward the hidden door, the beasts falling into step. The scent was fresh. The hunt had truly begun.
No more waiting. Tonight she faces the beast she created.
Itsuki moved through the dark corridors, the dragon's nose leading them past collapsed walls and shattered wards. A secret door stood ajar, glowing runes around its frame betraying the hidden lab beyond. The dean appeared from the shadows, his face heavy, standing between Itsuki and the threshold.
I suspected Sakura for years but had no proof. If you enter, I cannot protect you anymore.
I never needed your protection. Stand aside.
The dean stepped aside, and as Itsuki passed, Elise's voice called from behind.
Wait, we saw what you did out there. Let us help you. We owe you.
This is my hunt, not yours. Keep the academy safe, that's the only help I need.
He pushed open the heavy door, and the lab's cold light spilled over him. Cages, machinery, dragon schematics filling the walls.
This is where it started. Tonight, it ends.
At the heart of the lab, Sakura stood calmly before a glowing vat, dragon schematics casting twisted shadows.
You came faster than I expected. But it's too late. The extractor is already primed.
She gestured to a device aimed at the dragon, a core siphon designed to rip the power from a living beast.
That egg was my masterpiece. Your worthless parents tried to stop me, but they only delayed the inevitable.
You murdered them for a dragon core? You're no scientist. You're just a thief.
Rage made his hands tremble, but a deadly calm settled over him. The beasts beside him growled low.
I'll give you one chance. Run. My beasts will give you 10 seconds.
You're making a mistake, boy. I'll come back for that dragon.
With a terrified glance, she bolted through a rear tunnel, footsteps echoing into the darkness.
10 seconds won't save you. They'll catch you before you reach the forest.
The tunnel opened onto the academy's broken edge, moonlight spilling into the dark forest. Itsuki walked slowly, not running, as the wolf and dragon vanished among the trees, their howls a grim chorus. Distant screams tore through the night, first defiant, then terrified, then pleading.
Call them back. End this. She's already broken. No, she stole my family. This is the law of the wild.
Then silence. Only the rustle of leaves and the far cry of a nightbird remained. After a long moment, the wolf emerged from the shadows, blood dark on its muzzle, and sat at his feet. The dragon landed on his shoulder, wings folding, a strange stillness in its eyes.
It's done. They're avenged. So why does it feel like nothing at all?
He slumped against a tree, the weight of an orphan's vengeance pressing down, and did not move until dawn. As the sun rose, Itsuki walked through the shattered gates, the wolf and dragon flanking him like silent sentinels. Dean Magnus waited on the steps, his face unreadable. He asked only one question.
Is the threat ended?
She won't trouble the academy again.
The dean held his gaze, then stepped aside. No further words were needed. In the courtyard, students parted as he passed, whispered the beast tamer with a new, fearful respect. Elise stepped forward, her face pale. She dropped to one knee, her voice shaking.
I accused you, plotted against you, and you saved us all. I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Apologies won't bring back my parents or undo what I've done. But maybe this place can change.
A small crowd of students, Tiga, Luna among them, stood witness, their fear slowly yielding to something like hope. Later that day, Tiga found Itsuki in the library ruins, a crumpled newspaper in her hands.
They're calling you the beast hero of Hane Academy. The whole kingdom is reading about you.
The front page showed a sketch of Itsuki, dragon and wolf beside him, under the words, "Feral boy saves school."
Hero? I'm no hero. I just hunted a murderer. The rest doesn't feel like mine.
When evening came, he slipped away to a secluded corner of the memorial garden, where fallen petals softened the stone. He knelt before a small wooden shrine, his parents' faded photo watching him from another time.
I did it. She can't hurt anyone else now. But the forest felt warmer than this. I don't know what comes next.
The dragon crooned softly, pressing its head to his cheek. Even the wolf lay still, as if sharing the silence.
Maybe? I don't need to know. I'm still here. We're still here. That's enough for now.
He lit a candle for his parents and stood, the weight on his chest a little lighter than before. A week later, the great hall filled with students and staff for a ceremony no one expected.
Itsuki, for your defense of this academy, we offer you the rank of Guardian Protector.
Itsuki raised a hand, stopping the medal mid-air. The hall fell silent.
I don't need a title. I'll protect this place because I choose to, not because a rank tells me to.
From the front row, Tiga, Elise, and Luna rushed forward, their voices overlapping.
Please, Itsuki. You belong here now. We don't want you to leave.
I was wrong to push you away. Stay. Teach us, or just be here.
Yeah. Who else will scare the goblins away with just a yawn? We need you.
All right, I'll stay. But on my terms. The wild doesn't fit inside walls, so I'll guard from the edge.
A murmur of relief swept the hall. The beast tamer was staying, not as a student, but as something new. On the last day of the repaired term, Itsuki walked the academy corridor one final time as a student who never truly was one. Students parted without fear now. Some even nodded as he passed, a silent recognition of the wild guardian among them. At the main exit, Tiga and Luna stood waiting, their faces a mix of farewell and hope.
Don't wander too far, okay? The library will still have books you've never read. Yeah, and if any monster shows up, you'd better come running. We'll have snacks.
They actually don't want me to leave. Funny. Maybe the wild can have a place here after all.
He gave a small wave, then stepped through the great gate, the academy's spires shrinking behind him.
A month ago, they called me a monster. Now they trust me to guard their borders. That's enough.
Ahead, the forest edge was alive with the rustle of unseen creatures, waiting for the boy who spoke their language. He never became a star student, but he found his own way, protector of the threshold where the academy met the wild. And when the sun began to set, Itsuki climbed to the highest rooftop of the academy, where the wind carried the scent of distant pines. The dragon curled in his lap, the wolf stretched at his side, and for the first time there was no tension in his shoulders.
Not a student, not a beast, just me. And that's different from before.
Below, the academy hummed with evening bells, but up here, only the wild remained, and it welcomed him without demand. The dragon nuzzled his cheek, a low croon rumbling in its throat, the sound of a bond that needed no words. No rank, no ceremony, no title, just a boy and his beasts, guarding a fragile peace between two worlds.
I'll protect this place. Not because they asked, because it's where I want to be.
He was no longer a feral boy, no longer a caged student, but something new, the guardian of the threshold. And that was enough. Fade to black.